Welcome back, students. I know, very short video, but the best idea is just to do 10-minute videos with a quick quiz to see, did you guys understand? So, expressions using exponents. So we're going to talk about the basics of exponents. So, a power, so we have a few vocab words. Power, we have a base, and an exponent. So a power is an expression that's going to represent repeated multiplication, okay? So exponentials or powers are going to show you that you're repeatedly multiplying by the same factor. So a power is going to be the entire expression. So think 3 to the 4. That's our power, okay? So it's repeated multiplication by the same factor. Repeated multiplication by the same factor. Okay? Now, what's our base? Okay, in this one, the base is the bottom. So bases are 3. So this is the factor that we're actually going to repeatedly multiply by. Okay? So our base is our factor. And what's our exponent? Our exponent is what is up here. So the exponent tells us the repetition. How many times are we multiplying? So our base tells us we're multiplying by 3, and our exponent tells us we're doing it 4 times. So 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So this is essentially we wrote 4 factors of 3, okay? So we wrote 3 4 times. And if we multiply that, what's 3 times 3? 9 times 3, 27 times 3, 81. Okay? So 81 is a power of 3. Okay? So let's look at a few examples. I'm sorry if I write cryptically. I'll try to get it to straighten out, but it's part of how I write. So we will look at whole powers right now. So 7 to the 1, well, this is 7 to the first power, okay? Which means we write 7 as a factor of 7, and it's only one factor of 7, so 7. Okay, what about 5 to the second power? Okay, so how we read it is we say 5 to the second power or 5 squared. The squared is important because area is in that power. So this means we have 2 factors of 5. So 1 factor of 5, 2 factors of 5. So 25 is 5 squared. Okay? What about 1/2 to the 3? Well, that would be 1/2 to the third power, or 1/2 cubed. Cubed is 3 dimensions. Okay, so 2 squared, 3 is cubed. Okay, so we write 3 factors of 1/2. Okay, which would give us 1/8. Okay, and then z to the 5th. This is z to the 5th power. We don't have another word for it. So z. And I write my z's with a line in the middle because my 2 and my z would look the same. My apologies again, it is curving up. Okay, so again, so z to the 5th power is z times z times z times z times z. Essentially, we're writing it 5 times. Okay? So, let's look at example, so in example 3, let's look at guided practice. Let's write 2 and then 8. 2 to the, what power would that be? 2 to the 8th power, 2 to the 8th power, and that means we have 8 factors of 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, do we need to solve it? No. Directions say write the power in words and as a product. So we would write it in words. We would say 2 to the 8th power. Okay? 2 to the 8th power. Okay? So that would be in words and with and written out. Okay? So the other ones are also written there. So for your education, my apologies. It's gonna be blurry for example 4, but I'll read it out for us. So I believe this example A is x to the 4th power when x equals 2. So what we're going to do is plug in 2. So we have 2 to the 4th power, which means rewrite 4 factors of 2, and we're going to solve it. So value of expression. 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 4, so this would be 4 times 4, and that would give us 16. Now, you can do it just 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. I'm okay with that. Okay, so our answer is 16. Now, n to the 3 when n equals 1.5. So that is 1.5 to the 3rd power, which gives us 1.5 times 1.5. Yeah, I do know why they put parentheses. Okay, times 1.5. Okay, and what is our answer here? Well, it will be 3.375. Now, if you're wondering how we did this, we would probably use a calculator. You can do the math, I believe in you, but also it's reasonable with 3 factors of 1.5 to be using something else. Okay, so that is 3.375. You can box your answer. Okay, so that is how we evaluate expressions, especially when there's powers involved. Okay, so again, a crucial concept that I want you to know. Well, actually, we'll do one of the. No. Well, okay, we'll do one of these. So d to the 4th power when d equals 1/3. So then we're substituting 1/3 in for d, and we're going to get 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3. Okay, and if we do the math properly, we're going to get 1/81, because we just multiply the bottoms and multiply the top. So 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is just 1. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, times 3 is 81. So our answer is 1/81. Do you need to turn it into a decimal? No. You may keep it as a fraction. Okay? Okay, and finally, there is this thing about cubes. So essentially, area is going to be side squared, and volume is going to be side cubed. Okay? So if there's a question that has about cubes, you're doing 3rd power. If there's a question that is about squares, you are doing 2nd power. Okay, that is the end of our video. We will go over these things. If you have questions, feel free to prepare them for the Zoom call. Thank you so much. I will see you in a couple hours.